They say that all that glitters isn't gold, but when it comes to the Academy Awards, gold is the ultimate power move. It is the color of the trophy, the color of triumph, and for decades, it has been the go-to shade for stars who want to cement their status as Hollywood legends. Today, we are diving deep into the archives to look at 15 times the red carpet was set ablaze by metallic magic. From liquid metal fabrics that had to be welded together to $18 million ensembles, these are the golden gowns that didn't just follow the trends, they set them. Nicole Kidman, 2000. While many celebrities try to play it safe, Nicole Kidman walked into the 72nd Academy Awards and decided to literally become the trophy. Stepping onto the red carpet in a Christian Dior creation by John Galliano, she ditched the traditional sequins for a liquid metal aesthetic that looked less like fabric and more like she'd been dipped in a vat of 24-karat gold. This wasn't just another dress. It was a bias-cut masterpiece in gold lame that hugged her frame with sharp, diagonal seams, creating a molten effect that perfectly captured Galliano's chaotic yet brilliant energy at the turn of the millennium. What truly separated this look from the pretty pack were the accessories that brought a touch of historical romance to the avant-garde silhouette. Nicole skipped the standard diamond loners and instead wore a pair of vintage mesh gloves, actual 24-karat gold mesh embedded with tiny gemstones. The gloves were a sentimental gift from Tom Cruise, sourced during a trip to Italy, and they transformed the one-shoulder gown into a complete work of art. Although Nicole often notes this dress is the forgotten sibling to her famous chartreuse moment from 1997, its bold, monochromatic shimmer remains the gold standard for anyone daring enough to compete with the Oscar statuette itself. Halle Berry, 2003. Fresh off her historic win the year prior, Halle Berry returned to the 2003 Oscars to prove that she wasn't just a one-hit wonder in the style department. Reaching back to her lucky charm, Elie Saab, she traded the deep burgundy of her winning night for a luminous champagne gold couture creation that practically glowed under the stage lights, blending a skin-tight one-shoulder bodice drenched in intricate beadwork with a whimsical floor-length tulle skirt that floated around her like a gilded cloud. It was the perfect victory lap dress, regal, sophisticated, and unmistakably triumphant. While the dress itself was a vision of poise, it became the backdrop for one of the most unplanned moments in Academy history. When Halle stepped out to present the Best Actor trophy, winner Adrien Brody famously swept her into a surprise, cinematic dip and kiss that left the world, and Halle, breathless. Fast forward to the 2025 Oscars, and the duo proved they still had that spark, playfully recreating the viral smooch for a cheering audience. Whether she was dodging unplanned kisses or setting the blueprint for the Golden Goddess aesthetic, Halle's 2003 look remains a shimmering reminder of her era-defining reign over the red carpet. Jessica Alba, 2006. At the 2006 Oscars, Jessica Alba proved that you don't need a crown to look like royalty, stepping out in a second skin Atelier Versace gown that redefined the meaning of honey-toned glamour. This wasn't your typical sparkly gold dress. It was a complex fusion of delicate gold lace embroidery layered over a rich honey-colored silk chiffon. The mermaid silhouette was precision-engineered to fit like a glove, featuring a plunging halter neckline that flowed into a dramatic pleated chiffon trail. Critics at the time hailed it as a breakthrough moment, as the warm canary gold hues perfectly complemented her sun-kissed complexion, moving away from the cooler metallic tones that usually dominated the carpet. To let the intricate floral beading of the bodice take the lead, Jessica opted for a polished, side-swept updo that highlighted the gown's architectural halter straps and her beauty bones. She kept the rest of the styling intentionally high-end but clean, accessorizing with shimmering diamond drop earrings and a few statement rings. By opting for a honey gold rather than a standard yellow gold, Alba managed to look both statuesque and approachable, cementing this Versace masterpiece as one of the most enduring silhouettes in Academy history. Viola Davis, 2009. Nominated for Doubt, she skipped the newcomer neutrals and opted for high-octane impact in a ream aqua gown that looked like liquid sunshine. The dress was crafted from a dusky gold lame, featuring a plunging V neckline and a halter neck strap that balanced a bold, sultry bodice with a regal pleated skirt. As she moved, the high-volume fabric created a shimmering, metallic flow that made her look less like a first-time nominee and more like Hollywood royalty. Breaking away from traditional red carpet styling, Viola debuted a chic, polished pixie cut that perfectly showcased the gown's architectural neckline. She leaned into the more is more philosophy with her accessories, dripping in Fred-Leighton diamonds and carrying a metallic clutch that echoed the liquid gold texture of the aqua silk. This look remains a pivotal moment in red carpet history. It was the night the world realized Viola Davis wasn't just a powerhouse actress, but a fashion force who knew exactly how to use a molten metal palette to command the spotlight. Meryl Streep, 2012. Meryl Streep didn't just win an Oscar in 2012, she matched it. To accept her Best Actress trophy for The Iron Lady, Meryl turned to Lanvin's Albert Elbaz for a custom liquid gold lame gown that would become a landmark in sustainable fashion. Long before green was a red carpet trend, this dress was crafted from eco-certified fabric, blending a conscience with high-octane glamour. The draped wrap-style silhouette featured a plunging V neckline and elegant long sleeves, creating a regal, effortless aesthetic that looked like molten metal frozen in time. The look was cinched at the waist with a woven gold and strass chain-link belt, though in classic Meryl fashion, the glamour came with a side of humor. She later revealed that in a burst of excitement for her makeup team's win, she jumped up so enthusiastically that she actually snapped the belt. She completed the gold-to-toe ensemble with lizard skin sandals by Salvatore Ferragamo and a mother-of-pearl Lanvin clutch. By pairing antique jewelry with a futuristic, eco-conscious fabric, Meryl proved that you can be the most decorated actress in the room while still being the most down-to-earth person on the carpet. Renee Zellweger, 2013. At the 2013 Oscars, Renee Zellweger decided to bypass the shimmer and go straight for blinding, arriving in a Carolina Herrera column gown that looked less like a dress and more like she had been shrink-wrapped in liquid gold. This custom creation was the ultimate living Oscar moment, featuring a curve-hugging silhouette that terminated in a subtle, elegant train. While the front was all high glamour armor, the back held a signature Herrera surprise. A low-cut keyhole design anchored by two delicate crimson velvet bows, adding a sudden sharp pop of color to the monochromatic gold. To lean into that scarlet contrast, Renee raided the vaults of Van Cleef and Arpels, stacking her wrists with ruby and diamond bangles. The standout piece was a 1960 vintage cuff encrusted with a staggering 464 rubies, perfectly mirroring the velvet bows on her back. While her gown was the definition of high-stakes precision, her beauty look took a more undone approach. Her tousled, messy blonde hair sparked a massive debate among fashion critics, who couldn't decide if it was a genius move of effortless cool or a rare miss for such a statuesque look. Regardless of the hair discourse, the sheer audacity of the liquid metal fabric solidified this as one of the boldest golden entries in Academy history. Cate Blanchett, 2014. When Cate Blanchett stepped onto the 2014 red carpet to collect her Best Actress trophy for Blue Jasmine, she wasn't just wearing a dress. She was wearing a masterpiece valued at a staggering $18.1 million. This soft gold Armani Privé gown redefined the naked dress trend by trading overt sexiness for pure, ethereal romance. Crafted from sheer nude tulle that perfectly mimicked her skin tone, the floor-length creation featured a flared skirt with crinoline edging and was painstakingly hand-embroidered with hundreds of Swarovski crystal baguettes, light gold beads, and raised grade sequins. Despite its delicate appearance, Cate famously joked in interviews that the gown was quite heavy, a literal weight of luxury that required her to navigate the carpet with the poise of a queen. While the $100,000 gown was a work of art, it was the Chopard jewelry that pushed the ensemble into the history books as one of the most expensive Oscar looks ever recorded. The centerpiece was a pair of earrings featuring 62 opals totaling 33 carats, which shimmered against her classic old Hollywood waves. To balance the soft gold palette, she added a brown diamond bracelet and a pear-shaped diamond ring, totaling nearly $18 million in gems alone. The result was a look that felt less like a costume and more like an extension of her own radiant skin, solidifying the Blanchett Armani partnership as the ultimate gold standard for red carpet sophistication. The look coincided with her Best Actress win for her role in Blue Jasmine. Margot Robbie, 2016. At the 2016 Oscars, Margot Robbie didn't just wear gold, she wore armor. This custom Tom Ford gown was a total triumph of texture, deceiving the eye from a distance as a standard metallic fabric, but revealing itself up close as an intricate gold leather applique stitched in a fierce snakeskin reptilian pattern. With a plunging deep V neckline, long sleeves, and slightly exaggerated shoulders, the gilded column dress was a deliberate mirror to the Oscar statuette itself. Stylist Kate Young noted that while the material was futuristic, the silhouette was a direct love letter to the classic Hollywood glamour of Lauren Bacall. To keep the high-impact leather from feeling too heavy, Margot opted for an easy and effortless beauty look that has since become her red carpet signature: beachy blonde waves and minimal sun-kissed makeup. She added a touch of bohemian edge with a black Thoreau clutch featuring a massive, oversized gold tassel that swayed as she walked, and kept the jewelry sharp with Forevermark diamond hoops. By choosing a fabric as unconventional as snakeskin-printed leather for her big Oscar debut, Margot signaled to the world that she wasn't just another starlet. She was a fashion risk-taker with a razor-sharp edge. Jessica Biel, 2017. At the 2017 Oscars, Jessica Biel took the living statue concept to a high-fashion extreme, appearing in a Kaufman Franco gown that looked like it had been forged in a furnace rather than sewn in an atelier. Far from a smooth metallic finish, this custom column dress was crafted from distressed gold and copper jacquard, with sequins that created a raw, molten metal effect. With its long sleeves, high neck, and frayed, slightly torn edges, the look felt like a modern, edgy take on ancient armor, a stark contrast to the polished silhouettes usually seen on the Academy's red carpet. The true showstopper, however, was draped around her neck. Jessica accessorized with the Tiffany & Company Whispers of the Rainforest necklace, a $2 million spike bib masterpiece made of platinum, 18K yellow gold, and diamonds. Weighing nearly 2 pounds, the necklace was so substantial it blended seamlessly into the dress's neckline, making the gems look like they were part of the gown's architecture. To balance the heavy metal energy, her hair was swept into a polished chignon inspired by traditional Japanese styles, while a soft, peachy makeup palette ensured her natural radiance wasn't overshadowed by the $2 million glow. Emma Stone, 2017. On the night she took home the Best Actress trophy for La La Land, Emma Stone looked like she had stepped straight out of a jazz-age dream. Her Givenchy Haute Couture gown, one of the final masterpieces designed by Riccardo Tisci for the house, was a 1920s flapper-inspired column dress that perfectly bridged the gap between